even people who profess a faith in God have times that they doubt. Why is it anybody would doubt the existence of God? Last time we looked at 5 sources of doubt for people about God. First of all, there's natural doubt. It's normal to doubt that which you can't see. God himself understands that. He's compassionate to doubters. In Jude verse 22, he says, "Be merciful to those who doubt." Some people have a philosophical doubt about God. If God exists, why is there suffering in the world? Have you ever heard that before? We're going to tackle that question in the weeks ahead. There's experiential doubt. Trace many people's doubt about God to its origin, and you'll find it has to do with disappointment with God. They've prayed for something that hasn't happened. They've suffered a mishap they didn't anticipate. And their disappointment in God sometimes lead them to doubt God. There's spiritual doubt. Some people deny God's existence because they don't want to believe there is a creator. If there is a creator, then we have an obligation to submit to that creator. Remember my line last time? The reason many people can't find God is the same way a thief can't find a policeman. There's consequences to that. There's spiritual doubt, and then there's empirical doubt. Some people say it's just not scientific to believe in God. Of course, it depends how you define science. If you limit science to only that which can be seen and observed and measured, then you're going to have a hard time believing in God. But if you believe in something that transcends the natural, the supernatural, you can't prove it, but you can ask the question, where does the best evidence lead us? And that's the issue. You cannot prove that God exists. The atheist cannot prove God doesn't exist. It's not a question of proof, it's where does the best evidence lead? And last time we began looking at 4 powerful arguments for the existence of God. There's the cosmological evidence, the cosmos. It's like the question, why does anything exist? Why is it when I look around I see something instead of nothing? How do you explain something rather than nothing? You see, the atheist has this formula for what we see. No 1 times nothing equals everything. That is, out of nothing and by no one's influence, everything came into existence. That's kind of preposterous, isn't it? Now, honestly, if the universe were eternal, like God is eternal, then we wouldn't say there has to be a first cause. It's eternal. It doesn't necessitate a first cause. Scientists believed for a long time that the universe was eternal. But in more recent years, they've come to adopt the popular version, we call it the Big Bang Theory. They've said there is evidence that the universe came into existence. It has not always existed. And if it came into existence, if the universe has a beginning, then there must be a first cause. That's the cosmological evidence. Why is there something rather than nothing? The second argument we're going to look at today is the teleological argument. How do you explain the complex design of the universe? Teleos, it means design. How do you explain the intricate design of the systems and things that we see in the universe? Author Dennis McCallum illustrates it this way. Imagine there are 2 men on a train, and the train is pulling into the station, and one man looks out the window and says, "Oh, look over there on the hillside. Look at the message. It says, 'Welcome to Canada.' Somebody sure went to a lot of trouble to make us feel welcome." The second man said, "Nobody designed that. That just happened by chance. Those rocks fell down the hill and formed that message by chance." That same second man, a few moments later, says to the first man, "Well, I guess we better go into the train station and change our currency from American currency to Canadian currency." The first man says, "Why should we do that?" The second man says, "Didn't you read the sign? It says we're in Canada." Now, Dennis McCallum's point is, you can't have your philosophical cake and eat it too. You can't say everything is random that happens. We're here by chance, not by design. You can't say that and at the same time say, when you're trying to offer an alternate explanation, that there are certain laws of science that can be repeated over and over again, and there's order in the universe. You can't have one and the second observation at the same time. Where exactly do we find this evidence of design in the universe? Well, look at the universe itself. You know, the Big Bang Theory basically says all of the universe was compacted into a mass of matter that exploded. And yet, if that mass of matter that included the entire universe, if that mass were changed by no more than what would be 1 grain of table salt, the Big Bang Theory would have never happened. If there had been one tiny variation in the amount of matter, either the Big Bang wouldn't have happened at all, or the universe would have begun to expand so rapidly there would be nothing. The universe, the mass of matter. Look at the Earth itself. The universe has uniquely designed planet Earth to be a place that allows for life, even though the universe as a whole seems to be hostile to the existence of life. William Dembski writes, imagine you discover an abandoned cabin in the mountains. As you approach the cabin, you notice something strange. Your favorite meal is cooking. All of your favorite books, DVDs, and video games are lying on the table. What would you conclude? The best explanation would clearly be that somebody was expecting your arrival. Scientists have recently learned that the universe is much like this cabin. It's crafted uniquely for us. Scientists estimate there are over 100 constants, 100 conditions that have been woven together to form a scientific welcome mat to you and me. We'll talk about those in a moment. But among those conditions are, first of all, the size of planet Earth. The size of our planet is perfect for the existence of life. If the Earth were smaller or larger, it wouldn't have the atmosphere that could promote the proper mixture of oxygen and nitrogen. Think about the Earth's distance from the sun. It's exactly located where it needs to be. If the Earth were any closer to the sun, we'd all burn up. If it were further away, we would freeze to death. Secondly, think about the condition of water on the Earth. Our bodies are 2/3 water. Water's unique properties make it possible for us to exist. For example, water has an uncanny high boiling point as well as an unusually high freezing point. Why is that important? It allows us to live in fluctuating temperatures like we're all experiencing right now. Water is chemically neutral. It allows food and minerals and medicines to be absorbed into our bodies. Water is absolutely essential for life, and our planet has plenty of it. 97% of the Earth's water is found in the oceans. There's one problem with that. So is salt in that water. And yet think of the design that has been made to deliver that water to us. Through evaporation, the salt is left behind. The water goes into the atmosphere and is spread throughout the world through rain, making it possible for living beings and vegetation. A third constant is gravity. Physicists tell us that for life to exist on Earth, the gravitational pull must remain constant. In fact, if the gravitational force were altered by no more than 1 in 10,000 billion parts, if there were that much variation in gravity, we couldn't exist. Think of the mixture, fourthly, of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Our atmosphere is comprised of 21% oxygen. If that figure were any higher, fires would be breaking out throughout the world all the time. If there was less oxygen, we would all suffocate. In the same way, the carbon dioxide level, if it were higher, the greenhouse effect would incinerate our entire planet. And here's the question: what is the probability that these and other constants necessary for life could exist accidentally on one planet in the universe? Now, this is amazing. Astrophysicist Hugh Ross estimates that there are 122 constants that have to be present for life to exist. Ross estimates that the number of planets in the universe is 10 to the 22nd power. That's a 1 with 22 zeros behind it. Therefore, if you take the constants necessary and the number of planets